but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is.
Hello there, welcome to today's episode. I'm Bernice Odudu of Caring Heart YouTube channel and lead faculty for BOI Learning Partner, where we provide coaching and consulting services for nurses. Our mission is simple but vital. We support first-year and internationally trained nurses to transition into the U.S. healthcare system. We help them find good fit organization, build strong resume, prepare for interview, and transform their early experiences into opportunities to strengthen both clinical and behavioral skills. Today's conversation is especially important for anyone who is new to the UK or planning to move soon. Starting over in a new country can be exciting, but let's be honest, it can be overwhelming. From understanding system to navigating culture and building confidence, there's a lot to figure out. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Mrs. Chinyere Sam-Okerenta, fondly called Shining, woman whose life tells courage, purpose, and impact. Welcome, Dr. Mrs. Chinyere Okerenta.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Bernice. Thank you for inviting me to this interview. I do appreciate your interest in my book, The Integration Companion for New Arrivals to the UK.
Very good.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's start with your story. What made you decide to launch this YouTube channel and wrote your book, Integration Companion for New Arrival to the UK? And what was missing for you or others when you first arrived in the UK?
Yeah, so thank you for that question. I've lived in the UK for 20 years to start with. And I see a lot of people struggle with the similar things I struggled when I arrived. Number one, like the culture shock, the language shock. Even though I speak English, I will lead you into that later. So this the social workers problem, which I didn't actually suffer that, but a lot of people don't know how to, integrate into that part of you can't leave your children alone and go to work. And a lot of times they are calling me from the police station, they are calling me from here, oh, I'm in trouble again and this and that. So I was like, no, let's, some of them have problem with landlords and stuff. Let me put this together in a book. Because the information, I've been doing it in the university. When I was doing my PhD, I was running a success hub for international students. No matter the university you are, you just log in. I was offering 2 hours a week for 6 weeks every September. So, and then we run some programs too in the religious organizations for new students. And then I think my last program with Redeemed Christian Church of God, we had more than 1,400 logged in. So at the end of the day, I'm like, I think I'm on the right path. Thank you.
Wow. Amazing
hope
story.
I've answered your question.
Yes, of course. Amazing story. That is a lived experience.
Yeah.
And it is such a relatable starting point. Many people actually feel that same gap. Even myself here in the US, I felt that same gap of what you just shared. Okay, now tell our viewers, if someone just landed in the UK yesterday and feels completely overwhelmed, okay, what are the first few challenges they are going to face? And how does your book and channel help them through that?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. So most of the things I'll be sharing here is personally lived experience, kind of. So before I finally relocated to the UK, I had visited UK 2 times on holidays. The very first visit, my very first challenge was the weather. Immediately I came out of the airport and opened the door, the breeze, the weather, I'm like, what is this? because they said the weather was good in April. So I wasn't expecting that. So weather shock was the first challenge. Then the next one was the language, because at times you speak with your normal accent, which I'm still using my normal accent. People around you feel they don't understand what you're saying, and I'm like, I'm speaking English. But then I found out later that speaking English is different from culture. Yeah. And another shock was, you greet somebody, you're on the way going, somebody is coming, you want to greet the person, and the person will just walk past you, the person will not say anything, and then you that said hello or something, the person will not answer you like you're nothing. I'm like, okay. Then another one is people calling you by your first name, little children, little younger people at work calling you by your name, and then my bosses, when I say ma or sir, oh no, they don't want it. So all those kind of shock. Or you go to the shop and you buy something and they are using their left hand. You know where I'm coming from. When you use your left hand, it's like disrespect. But then you have to seamlessly settle down into the country.
That's that overwhelm is very real. It's very real, especially in the first few weeks. Of course, the early confusion and the feeling of failure can actually drain anyone mentally. If you are just tuning in, I'm with Dr. Mrs. Chinyere Sam-Okerenta, a woman whose life tells purpose and impact. We are talking about integration, into a new country. Now, your book titled Integration Companion for New Arrival to UK, which I really love. I love. What does that look like day to day for your viewers?
Okay, so let's start from how the name came about. I've been writing this book since 2022, and that time there was a big influx of international students and immigrants into the UK. And myself, I'm a senior lecturer, and I found that the struggle both academically and socially and everything, there was that struggle. So I now started writing, and I titled it Welcome to the UK. And it had that title 2022, 2023, 2024. I was still writing it. But one day I woke up, and it's like I was dreaming, and I woke up and I said something. And I was like, that's a good one. I just woke up and said, this is my book I write itself. This is my integration companion to keep the... I'm like, ooh, I've got a new name. That's the new name, Integration Companion. So what it looks like is it's not a book per se. It's like a guide. So it's providing information support, everything they need to know, from health setting, registering at the GP and dentist, knowing that it is compulsory to make sure that you take your child to honor the invitation for eye check and teeth check and all those things, to opening a bank account, to getting accommodation, your responsibility and your landlord's responsibility, even to redundancy, how to handle redundancy, to education. So it's divided into two sections. The education chapter is divided into two sections. So 0 to 16, where the education system is in UK, and then the higher education system, and that space between secondary school and higher education. So is there. Then the social work, how they do, what you can do to keep yourself away from problem with them. Then the financial side, how to stay away. Every time you open everyday loan, they are clicking. They didn't know. Oh, take credit card, they are taking. Before you know it, they are into problems with finance. So all those things. Then I have a section where a young lady that grew up here, that's in the university, gave me what campus life looks like when you come newly to the campus. So it's a very good book. If they can't miss it if they get it. But the chapter 1 is only on UK etiquette. It's important because there are some shocks I had when I came with UK etiquette. We'll go into that later. Yeah,
Wow.
thank you.
I really like how you frame that. It feels supportive, not overwhelming. Integration, of course, is a process. It's not a checklist because people think that, oh, hey, I've done this. Is it, I check it. No, it's a process, and you have to go through that process. Now, what kind of content can people expect when they subscribe?
Thank you, Benis, for that question. So, life in anywhere is a package. So you can't just provide support in one area and don't bring support in another area, because we are all challenged all around. So in that book, even looking for job, how to keep your job, how to, settle at your job, is in the book. There are little things. I don't want to give away my book. I want people to read the book. So my channel, I'll be talking about my book. As that channel, I've never been on social media before. If you see me on social media, people posted me. But because of this book, I've started social media. I have now my YouTube channel. I've got TikTok, I've got Instagram. And it is where I want to, like, some people may not have opportunity to get the book. So I'll be releasing some stories, some passages, some text from the book. Then as time goes on, it might be, let's read this book. So they come, let's read this book. Then we read some pages and then answer some questions. However, it's not just a reading book. At the end of my book, I've provided 31-day diary, and it's proper companion to anybody that have landed in the UK. Bam, you collect it. So day one, this is what I have done, this is what I've achieved. Maybe I have an appointment with the GP, I have an appointment with school to look for school for my children. You document it. Then day two, there's a space for you to document day two. At least the first 1 month in the UK, you will look back and see how sequentially you've performed within that first 1 month. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredibly practical. These are things people struggle with silently. Yes. Everyday system truly matters as much as career steps,
Yeah.
Just like, it's, again, everyday system truly matters as well as your career steps, because sometimes we think about, if I start my job, I will now become a manager or a charge nurse or this. That is not the thing. It is this other aspect that will make you to grow and succeed. Thank you so much for sharing that. A lot of newcomers struggle quietly with confidence, identity, and belonging, which you've been talking about. How does your channel speak to those emotional side of integration journey? Emotion, is overwhelming. I've seen some people return back to the country where they came from. I've seen some people who were so overwhelmed and they lost their mind dealing with depression. A lot of that. How is this book, gonna do that for us?
Yes, the book is going to help people integrate very seamlessly if they follow it. But I want to emphasize that book is not a reinvention, okay? The information is out there. All the information is out there in the public domain. So what I did was to harness it and put together. I also went to the GP to give me their own tip to add to the knowledge I have. I went to the employer. I also went to social worker professionals. I didn't just sit down so I'm confident that this book is going to help people to integrate if they actually use the information there. But that is not a legal tender. So there's a disclaimer in the book. And there is a book in the UK called Life in the UK. And that was my first sentence in that book. There is a book in the UK called Life in the UK. So that you don't think this is the main book. That book is what we use to prepare. If you want to write exam for citizenship, you must read that book to pass your exam. So it's not this book. This is like a guide. And you're talking about emotional challenges and stuff like that. I have a lot of that. I had a lot of that. But my channel is to bring in how I overcame such things gradually by gradually. And I'm also inviting friends and family. Don't just leave it to Chini, okay? Come with your own experience. Let's share, like as you are talking with me now. We can host something to share that, especially I'm a nurse and mostly health workers. Whether you're a nurse, pharmacist, doctor, each time we meet, it's the same challenge we are talking about. The same challenge, number one, is career progression. Okay? And that can depress somebody. That can be emotionally torturing somebody. People like us that like to, grow. And you feel like you're being suppressed. Yeah. So one thing I did was, if I can't grow up, I can expand. You understand? So if I can't get grade 7, grade 8, and growing as a nurse, I can train myself. I can educate myself. So that's one thing, investing in yourself than just sitting down and waiting for your employer to send you for training and stuff like that. So that was how I started my top up as a nurse. I paid my first degree school fees, second degree school fees, my PhD school fees. Yet I work in the NHS because I felt that if I wait for NHS to do that, I won't get to where I want to go. So that's one thing. Know yourself.
Wow.
To overcome those emotional torture, know yourself. Wow. Let what people say that you cannot do, let it not define you. So yeah.
Wow, thank you for naming that. This part is often overlooked by many people. Emotional adjustment is part of integration. It's not a weakness at all. And like you said, if you cannot, I love it, the way you frame it, that if I can't grow horizontal, I can actually, grow
vertically
and take people along. I love that. And one more question, I just, looking back, what are some common mistakes new arrivals make in their first few months? Just the first few months. And what will you say to help avoid these unnecessary stress? I know you've been chipping, some of them as, into some of the questions we've talked about, but just a little bit.
Thank you, Bernice. So there's a quote in my book. There was a page dedicated to that quote. There's one that said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. That's not my word. Okay? Okay. But I added to that and I said, accept your present so that you can have a clearer vision of your future. That's the first mistake our people make. When I say our people, I mean most immigrants who have achieved a lot back in their country, their home country. And then when they come here, they think everything will just start immediately. So I used to tell people, if you are coming from Heathrow Airport or through Manchester Airport or Gatwick Airport, please, that aeroplane that brought you, everything you are in your home country, apart from your personal confidence and identity, every position and the thing you think you have, give it to that pilot to take back home. So when you come here, you level yourself and start from beginning. And I call UK a leveler. And anybody can ask me why I'm saying that. Because back in Nigeria, I came from Nigeria. I was a nurse for more than 20 years and midwife. We worked together in Shell Hospital. So you know what I'm saying. But coming to the UK, you have to start from beginning. Like a PTS nurse that is just getting her PIN number. So if I'm just doing this show that, oh, I'm a matron, I'm a this, before I came that, I wouldn't be where I am today. That's the very big mistake our people make. So humble yourself, calm down, learn the system, and pick it from there. You will get, and again, when they see those that have been staying here for a long time, and they have tried to achieve what they achieved, they want to be like them. Instead of coming down to start from the first step of the ladder and go up. It's very important. My book talks about all that.
That is such an important point and very common. Mistakes often come from lack of guidance, not lack of effort. We can put all the effort, but when you do not have that guidance, like you specify in your book, you can't achieve anything. Thank you for that. Again, if you are just joining us, this conversation is really, really fascinating. And of course, I'm with Dr. Mrs. Chinyere Sam-Okerenta, a woman whose life is full of impact and purpose. And we're talking about integration companion for new arrivals in the UK. And it does apply to every other country. So now, fast forward a year from now, what impact do you hope this channel and your book will have on people's life? And how can viewers be part of the journey with you?
Okay, thank you for the question. So those are two questions. Number one, let me talk about the journey with me. Okay, so this book will be launched on the 28th of February in Sheffield, United Kingdom. And by the 1st of March, it will be on Amazon. Okay, so I hope that people will grab it. It's not just for new arrivals. Even those that feel that they have settled, you can grab one and give to somebody by your side. My publisher is also an immigrant. So he went to one, he said, I am glad to be part of this book. I've been in UK for 35 years. A lot of things in this book I'm not even aware of. I said, oh, okay, you will pay me for, reading my book and getting an idea of what I've put in the book. So nobody knows it all. Myself, I don't know it all. So how people can be part of it again is send me your questions. Follow me on my channel, my YouTube, my TikTok, and my Instagram channel. Ask your questions. We will arrange something. My social media manager, we are arranging something that at least every month we will do something that people will come, we have a talk and a discussion. But I'm not promising that one now because I'm just taking my baby steps. This is my 3rd day on social media, so I'm taking my baby steps. So that is how people can get involved. Then where do I want to see it by the end of the year? Oh my God, you can ask me that question 100 times. So right now, I've got 3 mayors that want to speak with me in the local council. So where I want to see it is that all these projects and initiatives that UK government is doing with people that have come to the UK, the immigrants that have come to the UK, they should have a copy for one person. So I'm looking at a situation where when they land in the airport, as they are coming in, as they are checking out, they are handing over one of the books to each person. Does it make sense? Or those who are already in their home countries, if their embassies can get this book, British embassies in those countries can get this book, and as they are giving their visa, they say, take this, it will help you. You know what I mean? But it's not for free. They have to buy it. So that is what I'm looking at, how to help. Even if you are a tourist, you are not staying, just putting your feet on UK soil, chapter 1 is good enough for you to know the etiquettes. Yeah.
Wow, that vision is powerful and much needed. Community and shared learning, of course, accelerates integration. Thank you for your time, Dr. Mrs. Chinyere Sam-Okerenta. This has been such an insightful and practical conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and creating a resource that truly meets people where they are, especially during vulnerable transition phase. To everyone watching, if today's conversation resonates with you, make sure you check out her YouTube channel, and I will leave the link in the description on the ways you can connect and follow her work. If you found value in this episode, Please share, subscribe, and of course, let others know, about what is happening. And I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Thank you for having me, Benis.
Hello to my